We understand it. It's a great drill target. It's a great starting point for us. We'll look at drilling in Q1 2025, which is not that long away.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Lightning Minerals Managing Director, Alex Biggs. Alex, very good to speak with you. You've announced the discovery of spodumene within a lithium-bearing pegmatite that you recently acquired Esperanza project, and you describe this as a great first step for the company in Brazil.
Yeah, that's a good summary. Good to see you guys. Exactly right. So this week we did announce a discovery, our Esperanza project, which is one of our three projects in the Lithium Valley region of Minas Gerais in Brazil. Everybody knows how prolific that region is. I keep talking about it, and if we look at the likes of Latin Resources, we've got an 80 million ton resource there. Sigma, of course, who are operating 110 million ton resource. We know that region, and we've always backed that region. So, the fact that we made our acquisitions in June and then we added Esperanza in August, we've been busy on the ground doing our early stage works, ground reconnaissance work, soil sampling, of which we're starting to see some of those results now, geophysics to come shortly as well. And to make this discovery in Esperanza is fantastic. And I'll just talk you guys through how that actually happened. So, when we do our ground reconnaissance works, the guys are pretty, diligent in the way they do that, and crisscrossing the tenement and making sure that they cover all the relevant areas, and they chase down outcrops and look at all these sort of things. So they were doing that, and they found this adit, which is an access way into the side of a cutting. Someone had dug out a cutting there. So this is an artisanal historic mine, okay? And they would have been mining things like tourmaline, which is gemstones, which we find in spodumene often. So the guys had a look at that, and yeah, it was like a little grotto in there. I mean, you look at the pictures. I mean, fantastic. Spodumene crystals, good size, 50 centimeters, which is great. Relevance of that perhaps is that when we look at the future and we look at processing, the larger the crystals, the easier it is to process, the higher recovery and lower cost. Okay, so that's a simple bow to draw there. But I think that the guys finding this is a huge step for us. We've always spoken about lithium and backing that thematic, and Brazil being a great place to do so. So to make that discovery, grades up to 4.04% Li2O, that is significant. It's a great start for us. We don't necessarily know what the scale of that is yet, but hey, that's the exciting bit now. We understand it. It's a great drill target. It's a great starting point for us. We'll look at drilling in Q1 2025, which is not that long away. I'm currently in South America right now. I'm going to be on site next week to have these discussions with the guys and work out what those next steps are forward. So, in summary, a long-winded answer to your question, but there is a lot to say. This is a great step for the company, and I'm really excited for the company's shareholders and also the guys, our geology team who's worked so hard to make this happen. So a fantastic step for us indeed.
Okay, and you do say that you're confident about the prospectivity across all three project areas, not just Esperanza.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, if we look at Caribas, for example, we know there's a lithium system there. The vendors of that project did some work. We understand that, so we're focusing on that area to the east. If we look at Canabrava, we've already released some lithium in soil, results which identify an anomaly there and some outcropping pegmatites, elevated lithium in soil up to 113 ppm Li, which again is significant, particularly when you look at the background of 40 to 50 ppm. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're doing that early stage work. You have to do that. You have to do this work, and you have to do it well. And if you can do it quickly and cheaply too, which we are doing, that's a bonus. So we're doing a lot of good work at the moment. The guys are getting through it. They're doing it safely. They're doing it quickly. They're doing it efficiently. And it's relatively cheap to maybe what we would spend, say, in Australia, for example. So we're really happy where we're going. This is just the start for us. But, as I always say, keep watching, right?
I keep watching indeed. I hope you'll keep us posted on any additional progress. Alex, thanks very much for speaking with us today.
Thanks very much for your time.
That's Lightning Minerals Managing Director, Alex Biggs.